What is up, YouTube people? I've got a brand new little monitor from Portkeys called the LH5H. Now, when I was looking around for monitors for my Blackmagic when I was rigging it out, there were three I was going to get. There was the Shinobi, the Small HD, and then the BM5. But just as I was about to purchase the BM5, this little bad boy from Portkeys got released on their website, and the specs looked amazing, the price was right, so I thought, well, let's get that one. I'm not going to do a full unboxing or anything because there's those online already, but it comes in this box. Open it up. Inside, this is going to be quick because you don't want to sit around for much longer. Comes with this little LAN-C cable, useless for the Blackmagic because it doesn't work with it. Comes with a little USB with the manual, and which is actually quite good and is handy to put LUTs on. The monitor comes with a hard case, which is cool. It's just plastic, but if you don't have fingernails, it's a little bit tricky to open, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice foam insert inside to keep it safe. Now it's light, it's great. Let's put that one aside. USB here. Okay, so this is what you want to see. This is the monitor. Now, for the price, it was $483 Australian. So that's what, $299 US dollars, $30 US dollars shipping. It is a steal, I believe. The next model up was the BM5. Now that thing's like $400 more. And you need to buy the Bluetooth module to talk to this camera. What the selling point of this thing was not only the price and the brightness, but it actually talks to the camera wirelessly by Bluetooth. So I can actually, if I can't use the back screen, which you all know is a bit tricky, I can actually just operate it on the camera, which was a game changer. Now the issue was when I first got it and turned it on, I couldn't connect to Bluetooth, nothing would come up. And I was like, did I get a dud? I talked to Portkeys, and it turns out that the latest firmware update for the Blackmagic somehow screwed over the Bluetooth connectivity to some devices, so I had to downgrade the software to, I think it was 9.5.2 or something like that, whatever the next one down was, and it worked. Okay, so basically this is a 1700 nit brightness monitor, which was fantastic outside, just as good as the back screen monitor of the camera. The touch sensitivity is brilliant. Now I'll show you a bit later when we go into the menus. Some of the things I do like about it is it's extremely light. I mean, when you put an NPF battery on the back, it gets a bit heavy, but it's 170 grams is nothing. And even with the case, there's nothing to put in your bag, carry around with you everywhere. It has 4 function keys at the top. I'll show you again a bit later. A sliding on and off. It has 2 arrows and a menu and exit. Is that even up the right way? No, because it doesn't go the right way. A menu and exit buttons. It has a 5-pin motor camera control here, which is what I've attached the cable to my Tilta battery plate. It's running off the NPF battery, which is fantastic. So I don't have to run a battery off the back and just run it straight to here, which this also powers my camera. Brilliant. It has a remote camera control underneath here. Now, that one is for the LAN-C cable, which doesn't control this, but you can control your Sony or your Canons or some other cameras there. No need, because we have Bluetooth, baby. It has a HDMI in and out, but no SDI, which doesn't bother me because I don't need it. So I've just got a cable running straight to the camera here. And that's about it for the features of, like, physical features. I will say though that it is very, very plasticky. Now, when I first got it out, I thought, well, it's great that it's light, but it just feels cheap. I guess it is a cheap monitor, but I know that the aluminium version in the BM5 is much tougher and nicer, but it's also probably a bit heavier. I'm not sure, haven't held it. But for what I need, this is great. It's nice and light. Okay, so let's get in and have a look at the monitor itself and some of the user interface and how it operates with the Blackmagic. So let's have a look at the turn on time, startup time, turning on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 seconds of counting. My counting can be off, but roughly about 9 seconds. So let's turn the camera on. Okay, so here we have it. Sorry about the reflections. As anyone knows, filming a screen like this can be quite tricky. So I've got a anamorphic lens on the Sirui 35mm, so hence the screen is in anamorphic mode. And you can see the focus peaking's turned. I'm just going to turn that off for one moment. So touchscreen is super responsive, in and out. So this is just the main screen that you get when you're filming, but as soon as I touch the screen, I get all of the menus. The monitor is operated by a series of swipes. Up, down, right, left. So we're going to start on the left. So we have our landscape area, which is just showing us about our settings for the monitor's brightness, contrast, chroma, all of that. You can change that if you wish. We've got the flip mode, so if you're using it selfies or self-filming in YouTube, you can use that. The on-screen display language, the fan you can change to low, medium or high. I've got it set to low. Screen color calibration is quite warm there. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure you can calibrate it, but I haven't done it. Okay, here's where your LUTs are. You can reset them all, USB looks. When you put your LUTs onto the USB, you plug it in underneath here, and then you'll go to USB looks. Let's go in here, USB looks. Okay, and then when the USB is in there, you'll be able to find it. You'll click on it, you'll find where they are, and you can just install them from there. It's pretty self-explanatory. Let's go back. Okay, and then once you want to choose them, you press installed from LUTs and go through and select the ones that you want to use. I actually haven't been using the LUTs inside the monitor as such. I've been using them in the camera, set them to the function key, and I press it once. It's super quick and it just activates the LUT through there. So I've just been doing it that way. You can change the sound for the volume because it has a headphone jack if you wish to do that. And there's your version of firmware. This is the newest one, but hopefully there's a new one soon so I can actually use the Bluetooth module with the Bluetooth connectivity with the camera's newest firmware. But anyway, it's there if you wish. So let's go to the right, and this is where all of your functions of metering come in. So when you start, these are all actually not here, okay? So you'll just have this little symbol up in the corner. What you do is if you held that, you'll have all of these options: check field, guides, crosshair. Well, you can read them all. And then you'll actually just choose a selection here. There'll be a little plus arrow, and you just put in which ones that you want to have on either side. So it's like a quick selection area and bars. This is how I've got mine set up. I've got the LUT here, false color, peaking, zebras, Luma waveform, Luma histogram. I've got my audio bars on at the top, guidelines, crosshair, zooming, which is great. You can pinch and zoom, is fantastic. RGB waveform and check field, which is black and white. Now, what is a bit tricky, if you didn't know, you're like, well, these are great, but how do I adjust them? Well, you can actually click on them. Sorry, let's go back. Click on it and hold. Let's go this one. Sorry, it doesn't have one for the LUT. Okay, and then you get all of this information here. So the false color is fantastic in that it actually gives you a rating here, so you can have a look at where your skin tone should be and adjust them that way. However, I have been using just the camera's false color mapped to a function 2 because I feel it is much quicker than pressing up here. You can see here, this is running off the camera, and then this one is running off the monitor. Now, they are very, very different. So I think you just need to figure out which one you'd like to use the most and just stick with one because they are so different. It could get a little bit confusing, but generally the color systems are roughly the same. I feel that the monitor actually picks up a lot more, displays a lot more color. Okay, so then we go down to our peaking. We can turn it on and off, the sensitivity, different colors, fantastic. The zebras, pretty self-explanatory. The Luma waveform. So when you press and turn it on, you'll have an option, you see it down here, it pops it into the corner. You can actually move it to a different part of the screen. Now, what I would have liked to have seen, and possibly in some firmware, is the ability to click and drag and move it. Because if I'm actually leaving this screen on with the menu systems and filming, it's actually hidden a little bit. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can just turn it on and off like this. Then we have like our Luma histogram. And as you can see here, you can actually have multiple different readings up here, but again, it's hidden. And you can make it transparent. You can pop it into a different spot. Or if you want to turn that off, you just press this one. Sorry, this one here. Turn it on, turn it off. I have my audio bars. You can make them translucent. You can change the style of them on the sides or the top. I just put it at the top because I was shooting anamorphic, so might as well use the real estate at the top there. Grid lines, we've got multiple different ones you can set however you wish. Setting things for YouTube and Instagram, etc. Crosshairs, well, self-explanatory. We can pinch to zoom. Oh, didn't like that. There we go. RGB waveform. Again, we can move it to different spots. We can have warnings as well if it's going over. And then our check field false color. Now, to map the 4 function keys at the top, I can just press and hold one of these. And then our press function key here. And then here we go. We can click one of these, of the 4, and then choose a different one. I've got peaking on number 1, false color 2, Luma waveform 3, 3D LUT on the 4th. But again, I use a lot of these just in the camera anyway, and it pops it straight through. Okay, so those are the features. Let's move up. Okay, when we swipe up, this is the zoom focus control panel. Now, this is if you're using the Tilta Nucleus Nano, which I don't have, so you can press record, operate things here, but again, I don't have it. So if I swipe down, this is the good part. When you want to connect to the Blackmagic, say this is down here, BMP-CC. Now you can choose the different cameras that it operates at, but you can see it's got Bluetooth enabled at the moment. So I've clicked on the Bluetooth button. I will add new device. You turn the Bluetooth on in your camera and it'll come up with a code. They should find each other, enter the code, and it is paired, and it's automatically paired every time you turn the camera on. Fantastic, but only with that downgraded firmware at the time of filming. So you can see here, I've got the menu system's actually really, really good. Everyone loves the Blackmagic menu system, but on the camera here, sorry, on the monitor, it's also just as easy to use. So you can, all your selections here, 4K DCI all the way down to HD. You can change your Blackmagic RAW constant bitrate. You can go to ProRes, change the different things here, change your tint, auto, all of the settings, or you can change them yourself. Same with the white balance. You can change your project frame rate, off-speed recording. I'm in Australia, so it's 25 and 50. Now, when you set this, it will change it in the camera as well, and you can see it on the display and vice versa, which is awesome. Change your ISO, you can move it up and down, and you can see here in ISO, shutter, and iris, you can actually press the record button. So press record, record, off, and it will, record. So it's awesome in that regard. Again, we can zoom here. I don't have that set up, nor do I have the focus, but with the Tilta Nucleus Nano, you'll be able to focus here and it will automatically do it. So that is pretty cool when you think about the price. We're working with no LUT. I can turn a LUT on, it's quite dark. Let me just make it brighter with aperture. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's press our peaking turns on. I actually like the peaking in the monitor better than the camera, but again, I haven't really changed any of the settings, which you can do if you wish. So let's just have a look here. It's nice and responsive. I kind of just leave peaking on. Got our false color, which also you can keep with the peaking on. So I can turn the peaking off, peaking on, off, on. And then we have our Luma waveform. Again, we can keep our peaking off, on. And then we can add our LUT if we needed to as well. and I just kind of use the LUT that's in the camera, and then I press the function button, and I feel it's quicker anyway. Well, that is a wrap from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe it helped you to make an informed decision on whether you want to buy this, the LH5H for your Blackmagic or any other camera for that matter. Some quick positives that we had about this: the price is fantastic. The ability to use the wireless with the camera is phenomenal. I mean, I still use the back screen sometimes, but if I'm holding it like this, I want to be able to operate the camera, set record, anything like that. Other than that, I think that is it. If you did like the video, please make sure you drop a comment below if you have any questions as well. Smash that like button, possibly even subscribe if you are wanting to see more content like this or film kind of things. So without further ado, that is me out. Thank you.